Hollywood has struck again. Another so-called perfect love story collapsing before our very eyes. This time, the whispers aren't about a random couple. No, the storm has hit none other than the legendary Brat and her partner Jessica BB. Judy Harris step-art. What once looked like a glamorous power couple, a union celebrated on red carpets and reality TV, is now unraveling in public. And the streets? They're buzzing with one shocking allegation after another. Imagine this. Judy, the same woman who once professed eternal love for Brat in front of cameras, the same woman who stood beside her at a fairy tale wedding, allegedly stepping out. And not just stepping out with anyone, but with a man. Yes, a man. If that's true, the betrayal isn't just shocking, it's staggering. But here's the twist that makes the knife cut even deeper. Some insiders are whispering that Judy may have never truly entered the relationship with love in her heart at all. They claim she saw Brat as a stepping stone, a way to polish her own brand and expand her already booming empire. To the outside world, it was a romance, a storybook tale of two women in love, sealed with vows and blessings from celebrity friends. But behind the scenes, some now believe it was strategy. The match looked perfect on paper. Brat, a cultural icon and hip-hop legend with decades of respect, paired with Judy, a sharp business mogul who built Kaleidoscope hair products from the ground up. The perfect power move, or, as critics now call it, the perfect con. And the rumors don't stop there. On social media, fans have started digging deeper into Judy's past, and what they're finding is darker than heartbreak. Threads allege lawsuits, manipulation, even disturbing incidents that leave people speechless. One story claims a child drowned on Judy's property, and instead of compassion, chaos followed. Another accuses her of running scams, leaving families broken and wallets empty. And now people are asking the unthinkable: was Brat just another victim in a long line? Was she just another carefully played piece in Judy's long game? The tragedy here is that Brat gave everything. She gave her trust, her heart, her dreams of family. Remember, this wasn't just a fling. They built a whole reality show around their love. They threw a wedding straight out of fantasy, complete with horse-drawn carriages and a guest list dripping with celebrity names. Brat even gushed in interviews that Judy was the one she had been waiting her entire life for, and then came the miracle. Against all odds, Brat, who had once said she thought motherhood was not in her cards, announced that she and Judy were expecting. Through IVF, their child was conceived, and Brat broke down in tears, calling it the dream she never thought she'd live. Fans celebrated with her. It was supposed to be her happy ending. But now those tears of joy feel like they've turned bitter. The timeline of their downfall, if you watch closely, tells its own story. Go back and rewatch their videos from the past year. Fans say the cracks were already showing. The smiles looked stiff. The chemistry seemed forced, as if Judy's heart had already wandered elsewhere. So when the whispers of separation began, the puzzle pieces clicked into place. For many fans, the question isn't, did Judy betray Brat anymore? It's, when did the betrayal begin? Now, let's be fair. Judy didn't enter this relationship empty-handed. Far from it. By the time her name was linked with Brat's, Judy had already built an empire brick by brick. Kaleidoscope wasn't just a product line, it was a multi-million-dollar powerhouse stacked high on the shelves of Target, Walmart, and Sally Beauty. She hustled her way from braiding her father's hair in childhood to running one of the fastest-growing beauty brands in the country. That's not luck, that's obsession. But here's the unsettling twist. For someone who already had everything: money, fame, over 3 million Instagram followers, even a best-selling book, why did she need Brat? That's the question social media won't stop asking. If Judy had her own stage, her own millions, her own clout, what was the true purpose of stepping into this highly public romance? Fans have offered their own answer, and it's chilling. They say Judy didn't need love, she needed expansion. Think about it. Brat wasn't just another celebrity. She was a cultural icon, a pioneer. Her name carried credibility that money couldn't buy. By tying herself to Brat, Judy didn't just gain a partner, she gained access. Suddenly, Kaleidoscope wasn't just another beauty brand, it was part of hip-hop royalty. She tapped into audiences her ad campaigns could never reach. And that's where the betrayal stings the most. Because Brat didn't just date Judy, she tied her legacy to her. She risked her privacy, her image, her heart, and gave Judy something she could never build in a lab or a boardroom: authenticity in the culture. Every joint Instagram post, every red carpet kiss, every vulnerable moment shared on reality TV looked like love. But critics now whisper it was marketing.so. The brutal question remains, was this love story written in the language of the heart? Or was it written in the language of followers, conversions, and dollar signs? Here's where things get darker. Allegations say Judy's betrayal wasn't just emotional. It wasn't just ambition. It came in the form of another man. Imagine being Brat, who risked ridicule and judgment to live openly in her truth, only to hear whispers that the woman she married stepped out with a man. For Brat, that betrayal wasn't just romantic, it was spiritual. It shook her foundation, her sense of self, even her pride in same-sex love. Insiders claim Brat has been left questioning not just Judy, but everything she believed about love between women. Some even say she has made bitter remarks suggesting Judy's betrayal poisoned her view of same-sex relationships entirely. That's how deep the wound cuts. And yet, the questions keep coming. Did Judy ever truly love Brat? Or did she only love what being with Brat could do for her? Because let's not forget, ambition can blur lines. When fame and love mix, the relationship becomes a stage. And on that stage, no one really knows where the performance ends and where the truth begins. For Brat, the sting is especially cruel because she never needed Judy for relevance. She didn't need validation. She was already a legend. Her crown was earned decades ago. Her name was etched into hip-hop history long before Judy came along. And yet, by attaching her legacy to Judy, she placed it in the hands of someone who, if the rumors are true, never valued it in the first place. To fans, that's the ultimate betrayal. Meanwhile, Judy's empire rolls on. Kaleidoscope thrives. Her Instagram shines. She's still hailed as a boss, a hustler, a woman who turned grit into millions. But to critics, the shine feels sinister. They say she isn't just a businesswoman. She's a puppeteer, pulling strings carefully even if those strings are tied to the heart of another human being. And as for Brat, her scars run deeper than heartbreak. This isn't just about love lost. It's about identity, about trust, about what it means to risk everything for love only to discover that maybe you were nothing more than a pawn in someone else's game. The whispers online get louder. Some claim Brat is preparing to file for divorce. Others argue their marriage wasn't even legal in the first place, that their big televised wedding was more of a commitment ceremony than a lawful union. If that's true, then what happens next? Can you even divorce if the paperwork never existed? Fans are left confused, the contradictions only fueling the fire. And then there's custody. Because remember, Brat and Judy share a child, the baby. The world watched them celebrate. The same baby who has been paraded across Instagram since the day he was born. Brat is reportedly seeking primary custody. But here's where it gets complicated. The sperm came from a donor, but the egg was Judy's, which means legally, Judy could argue that Brat was just the carrier, the surrogate, while she is the biological mother. If this goes to court, it could get ugly fast. But then another theory emerges. Some critics say Judy might not even want custody. They point to her 3 other children and claim she's never been a hands-on mother. They argue she's too focused on her brand, too busy being a mogul to take on full-time parenting. Brat's fans believe this gives her the advantage that the courts will see Judy as unfit for primary custody. In the court of public opinion, Brat already has the upper hand. Underneath it all, financial tension bubbles. Reports say Judy was the breadwinner. She bankrolled not just Brat's lifestyle, but supported her mother to designer bags, luxury trips, curated vacations. It was Judy footing the bill. And some say that's part of why she allegedly grew tired. Providing became exhausting. Love turned into obligation. But the rabbit hole doesn't stop there. Because Judy's past is littered with allegations that keep resurfacing. Stories about lawsuits, shady contracts, suspicious fires at salons that allegedly led to insurance payouts, even accusations of exploiting a child internet star, little James once promising him mentorship, only to allegedly crush his spirit and lock him into a predatory contract. To her critics, it's a pattern. A woman always playing the long game, always walking away untouched, while others paid the price. So when her marriage to Brat imploded, people weren't shocked. They just shrugged and said, "Are we really surprised?" Now, let's not paint Brat as flawless. Her history has its shadows too. Long before Judy, she had her own scandals. Fans remember the infamous Halloween night at Jermaine Dupri's Studio 72 when Brat smashed a bottle over a woman's head. The woman was left permanently scarred, suffering nerve damage and losing her career. The lawsuit ballooned into an $8 million debt Brat still struggles with. And that wasn't her only brush with violence. Probation violations, anger management, other nightclub altercations followed her through the years. But here's the difference. Brat's mistakes were brutal, yes, but they were impulsive moments. Of heat, of anger. Judy's critics argue her alleged actions feel different. Not impulsive, calculated, methodical. A pattern of long-term manipulation where other people always end up paying the cost. And so, when fans hear rumors that Judy cheated with a man, or that she used Brat for clout and business expansion, they aren't shocked. They're enraged. Which brings us here. A marriage once celebrated as revolutionary, now reduced to a pile of allegations, lies, strategy, betrayal, divorce filings, custody battles, financial warfare. The smoke is thick, and the fire is still burning. So the question isn't just whether their union was doomed. The question is whether it was ever real at all. And that's where I'll leave it with you. Did you ever truly believe this love story was built to last? Do you think Judy loved Brat, or did she only love the power that came with her name? And what about the custody battle? Will Brat win? Or is this fight already stacked against her? Because at the end of the day, this isn't just celebrity gossip. This is a cautionary tale about trust, betrayal, and the dangerous cost of love when the spotlight never turns off.